Live from the news station, this is 7 News at 7.
And we begin with breaking news that we have been following for you since 5 o'clock. A pipeline explosion in Alabama. It involves the Colonial Pipeline in Shelby County, and that is the same pipeline that leaked a few weeks ago, causing gas prices to spike at the pump across the southeast. But it is unclear if the leak and explosion are connected.
People are being forced to evacuate a 3-mile area around this explosion that you're looking at in Shelby County. So far, at least 5 people have been taken to the hospital. There's fear that more may be injured. This map gives you a little idea of exactly where this is going on, where the pipeline explosion happened. Shelby County in Alabama is about an hour south of Birmingham. And we have this new picture just into the 7 newsroom tonight. You can see just how massive the flames are. This is a closer perspective from the side view here. This picture was taken by a fire department in Helena, Alabama. We're told that we, of course, will keep an eye on this situation. What is going on? What's developing on this? We'll pass that new information to you on Facebook, at the 7 News app, and our late newscast.
From the news station, this is 7 News at 7.
We don't feel like there's any more bodies on this property.
Today, 2 unidentified bodies were carried away from the crime scene there after a missing Anderson man was found dead at a registered sex offender's Woodruff property.
The missing man, Charlie Carver, vanished in late August with his girlfriend, Kayla Brown. Last week, deputies discovered Brown inside a storage building, chained at the neck, days before deputies found her boyfriend's body. We have several crews on different takes in this case as it takes yet another turn. We begin now with Brianna Smith. She's in Woodruff tonight with the latest. Brianna.
Hey, Tom, you know, we just got some breaking details during our 6 p.m. newscast, learning that that 3rd body was found on this property. First, it was Kayla that was found alive. Then her boyfriend, Charlie Carver, found dead on this property. Another unidentified body found in a shallow grave, and again, another one today. Those 2 shallow graves were identified by Todd Collop when he was out here on the property over the weekend. But the sheriff doesn't want us to lose sight on the investigation that led them to this property in the beginning. I was able to sit down with him in a one-on-one interview today. You'll see first on 7 News. To say the last 5 days have been emotional are an understatement.
Have you cried over this case?
Yes. Yeah, I sure have. I mean, how can you not? You're thinking about Miss Kayla. How can you not thinking about the Carver family?
A case that started as a sex offender kidnapping a couple has now evolved into a frightening title.
No, I had a gut feeling that we were dealing with a serial killer.
Kayla Brown and Charlie Carver had been missing from Anderson since mid-August. We've learned that her phone pinged near Colehip's property on August 31st. So why weren't they found faster?
You know, some people have been making comments about how long the search warrant. You know, we're at the mercy of the cell phone company to get those records back.
And in this case, the phone company complied.
Normally it takes 6 weeks. So we were, you know, asking for a rush to be put on it, and it actually was.
So getting that search warrant back, was that the pin that let you guys onto that property?
It absolutely was, and you know, we flew over that property with our helicopter trying to get evidence or see something that we could go ahead and get a search warrant for, and you know, we just didn't see anything.
That search on October 18th sent Todd Collop scrambling, putting in another fence on the backside of his property, but it left deputies with little answers.
Did you see the containers at that point that were on the property?
Yeah, but I mean, it didn't show anything but storage containers. You know, I mean, no way to see in it, no indication of. Certainly no indication of Miss Brown being in there.
And with not knowing how many more victims are out there.
Do you think you'll get a resolution for every single person that he's killed?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's really tough because we don't know who these bodies belong to right now, and every missing person's family in this community is obviously on edge, trying to figure out who these bodies belong to and if it is their loved one and how long have they been missing. We asked the coroner today if he could identify how far gone those remains were. He said he's not talking about the decomposition at this point. He wants to make sure that that investigation stays intact. All parties, the solicitor's office, the sheriff's office, and also the coroner are making sure that this case is not going to be tried in the media. Live in Woodruff tonight, Brianna Smith, 7 News.
We know so far in this Woodruff investigation, 2 more bodies were carried away today from Todd Todd Colop's property. This comes days after the body of Charlie Carver was found on the property. His girlfriend was also found there. She was alive, but she was chained up in a metal storage building. The couple disappeared from Anderson in late August. Todd Colop's behind bars, now charged with kidnapping related to this.
Colop also faces 4 murder charges after confessing to the 2003 Superbike quadruple murder in Chesney. Colop, who is a convicted sex offender, led deputies to 2 graves on his land. Investigators recovered an unidentified body from one of those graves yesterday and a second body today. We will, of course, continue to follow this developing story. We'll bring you the latest on the air plus online.